Your value doesn't come from another person, it comes from your Creator. If you rely on people, you'll be disappointed. People will let you down. People will get busy and not be there when you need it. Sometimes people will even turn on you. Quit relying on people. What they do or don't do doesn't determine your worth. What they give you or don't give you cannot stop your purpose. God breathed His life into you. He has crowned you with His favor. Quit waiting for people to approve you and start approving yourself.
You get pushed around all the time. And just because you hang around other dudes like you who also get pushed around all the time, it's not normal and it's not okay, and you need to change. You with me on that? Yeah, funny guy just shifted, didn't he? So I didn't come here to entertain you today. I came here to set the stage. You need to quit playing around. The world is monkeying with your family and you let them. And there was a time in your life when you were a little girl where you knew you were going to do something great with your life. You were 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. There was some point, sometime in your life, you knew you were special. You knew you're supposed to do something great with your life. You knew you were going to make a difference in the world. Somewhere along the line, life started happening, a setback here, someone teased you at school, a divorce, you got into a career someone else picked for you, whatever it is, and you started to settle. You start to make excuses. You start hanging around people just like you, and they make it okay. Then you meet Kent. Then you meet this group. Now you're learning stuff, so the heat's on, man. How many of you have kids? Okay, yeah, grandkids, anybody? Awesome. You know, like when you go to your kids' plays at school, and there's 40 kids up there for the Christmas recital, who do you see? Who do you see? You don't see the other 39 kids. You're looking right at your kid, aren't you? You go to a baseball game or a soccer game for your kids, you see the other kids, but who do you watch the whole damn time? Your little one, don't you? Yes or no? I got news for you. Listen, kids are good to say to you. They're watching you, and they're going to get to an age where they figure out who you really are. Your grandkids will figure out, they'll always love you, Grandma. They love their mama. But you get to an age in life where you figure out who they are, don't you? Think about your own parents. You love them, but you know who they are. You know whether they've changed the world. You know whether they've done something great. You know whether they just exist. Your kids are going to figure you out someday, man. Sooner than you think, too. And it ain't good enough. You can be anybody you want to be. Really, Dad? Then how come you're not? You can accomplish anything in the world you want, sweetheart. Well, why haven't you, Mom? They're watching you. I don't deliver a normal message. I love you. I'm here to shake you up and get you to remember what I say today, because this information goes nowhere if you don't separate yourself by leveraging the pain of where you are or the pleasure of where you're going, and you best get in a damn hurry.
When I was facing some challenges, I had a guy say something to me, and I suggest this is one of the first things that you want to do when you're facing a challenge. You want to get unstuck. Evaluate where you are. Look at it. Assess yourself. Assess yourself and assess the situation. What brought you there? What role did you play? Earl Nightingale had a saying I like. He said, all of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. What has brought you to this point? What did you learn from it? Are you learning anything, or are you doing it over and over and over again? Somebody said that insanity is doing the same thing in the same way, expecting a different outcome. Are you going through it, or are you growing through it? Are you bigger and better because of it? Because it's not going to leave you until you grow through it. I was going through a major challenge in my life that was wearing me out, that was using me. And one of my students told me in a class that I was teaching, Lessons in Truth, she said, Les, until you handle it with grace, it will stay in your face. And it stayed there a long time.
So I will always be grateful for meeting someone who made a difference in how my life worked out. I am sure if Mr. Schoaf were still alive, I would have called him one more time today and thanked him for sharing the ideas and inspiration that changed my life. For many years, I shared this philosophy for wealth and happiness with my business partners and met with equally exciting results. I am primarily a businessman, not a professional public speaker, but I have been intrigued with the challenge of trying to put into words the ideas that can make a difference in how a person's life works out. And now I have the chance to share these ideas with you. I don't claim to have all the answers on how to do well, but I do have some answers that have worked extremely well for me and thousands of others. Take these ideas and edit them all you wish. You certainly don't have to buy everything any one person says, but give me a chance. If something sounds good, try it. If it doesn't make sense, discard it. Remember, don't be a follower, be a student.
God said, I got 7,000 that I could use. I choose to use you, but I got 7,000 who are doing what you're doing. But just because they don't do it exactly like you're doing it, how arrogant of you to think that you're the only one right and the only one left and the only one I'm talking to and the only one sincere and the only one going to heaven. Your perception is off. Seer, you can't see correctly. You've gone blind. And if there were only one thing that we could heal today, it would be the blindness of leaders who think they are the only ones left.
You want to be successful, you want to do well, but you're so, just what she was talking about, you're so worried about what other people are going to say about it. I was saying earlier, you're worried about people saying who she thinks she is.
Here's a mistake that women and some men make as well. You cannot have a private relationship in a public arena. You cannot do that. You look to an inner circle of people who really know you for that validation, that pleasing, that strength, that understanding. Don't expect to have that kind of intimate relationship with people who just know you publicly and peripherally. Don't seek to be understood by the world. Most of our great leaders, world changers, thinkers were understood better after their life than during their life. So if you need everybody to understand you before you do it, I got bad news. You're going to be dead before you're fully understood. You better go ahead. You better go ahead and live on purpose and understand it's like a woman who's pregnant and goes to the doctor and says, I want to have this baby, but I don't want my ankles to swell. I don't want this mask on my face, and I don't want to gain any weight. And he's going to tell her there's no way you can have the baby because this goes along with it. That goes along with purpose. Haters are a part of the process. Go ahead and take it. Just get a bigger dress, do something, keep on going, go after your dream.
Success is life on your terms, but it's also a meaningful life.
When on your road on success, there are going to be people that are constantly wanting you to do things for them. And if you really want to be successful, there are going to be moments in time where you're going to have to tell them no, because you can't always be doing what other people want. You have to take time and focus on yourself and do what you need to do in order to become successful. That way, you can achieve your dreams and not have other people use you to achieve their dreams.
Most people are governed by their habits, their fears, and the opinions of others. A lot of people never try anything differently because they have been convinced by people in their lives that they value that they can't do it. They're living within the context of the opinions that other people have of them, the low expectations. Many people doubt themselves because when they thought about doing something at some critical point in their lives, somebody they respected and honored, somebody they believed in, somebody that they loved, someone they trusted said, you can't do that. And they accepted that. As you look at your life, ask yourself the question, what would your life be like? What would your life look like if you decided not to care what people thought of you? What would your life be like if you decided to give up some of your fears? What would your life be like if you decided to become courageous? What would your life be like? If you decided to act on your dream, if you did what you felt in your heart. You know what courageous means? Tom Ruskin and Randy Reed said. They said that courage comes from a French word which means of the heart. But how does it feel to you? He says it's courage, it takes courage to live. Says most people go through life not allowing themselves to step out because they don't want to let go. They don't want to be blown around. They don't want to be moved. The courage to face life's whirling wind of contradictions. The courage to love yourself. The courage to love. For years, I was afraid to love. The courage to take a chance. The courage to be who you are. He says courage isn't for somebody else, for medals, applause, or moral debts. Courage is what at that moment feels most. right for you. Not just situational ethics, but what feels right in your heart, the word of the heart, what feels right in your heart. One great philosopher says, cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. What does that mean? The valiant people aren't afraid? No. It means that they experience that fear and they move forward. They move forward anyhow. Many people are dead now. Many people are allowing their dreams to die. Many people are allowing the ideas to lie dormant and collect dust. Many people have all this talent and ability that they are allowing to be buried inside of them, that they will take with them to their graves because they didn't have the courage to be who they are.
You will find true success and happiness if you have only one goal. There really is only one, and that is this: to fulfill the highest, most truthful expression of yourself as a human being. You want to max out your humanity by using your energy to lift yourself up, your family, and the people around you. The single most important lesson I learned in 25 years talking every single day to people was that there's a common denominator in our human experience. We want to be validated. We want to be understood. I've done over 35,000 interviews in my career. And as soon as that camera shuts off, everyone always turns to me and inevitably in their own way asks this question: was that okay? I heard it from President Bush. I heard it from President Obama. I've heard it from heroes and from housewives. I've heard it from victims and perpetrators of crimes. I even heard it from Beyonce and all of her Beyonce-ness. Friends and family, yours, enemies, strangers, in every argument, in every encounter, every exchange, I will tell you, they all want to know one thing. Was that okay? Did you hear me? Do you see me? Did what I say mean anything to you?
On the subject of business, and have them say it was one of the greatest experiences of their life, and then more importantly, go out and produce the result.
You can use your time and your effort and your energy to pour into yourself in order to gain knowledge and information about whatever it is you want to be successful in, and transfer that into your own life instead of doing what everybody else wants you to do. Now, it may make some people upset, but they just don't understand that you have to look out for you at all times. You are your number one priority in life. You need to make sure that you're doing everything that you need to be doing. And if achieving your goals is one of those things, then by all means, you need to focus on that.
What makes people successful in their mind and their emotions, because pulling that gun, there's a certain amount of mechanics, but there's also a strategy of what you do in your head.
You need to take your time and put all the energy in, focus, constantly remind yourself that this is what you want to do, and go out there and do it. Don't let what other people tell you make your decision or not. Just focus on what you want and listen to what you want to hear. Don't let people tell you you can't do something or it's not possible. You always need to make sure that what you're doing is what you want to be done, because nobody else is going to go achieve your dreams for you. You are the only one who has control over that, and you're the only one who has the power and the potential to make that happen.
What we get will never make us happy. I don't care how many stars on your chart, how many Academy Awards, how much money you make. What makes us happy is progress.
We need people in our life that when you call them, they're not talking negative. Look, I don't have nothing against you, but every time I tell you, like, yo, we about to buy this property,
and we about to change the world. You tell me, oh, I don't know if we can buy the property. You can't buy the property. I can. So I don't want to be around you because you're not motivated. You're pulling me down right now. I tell you my vision, and you saying that's going to be hard. I don't need that right now. I got enough people that tell me what I can't do. I've been hearing what I can't do since I was a kid. I need to hang around 1 or 2 people that when I say we about to buy this property and we about to build this and we about to bring in this money and we about to change the world, I need some people to go, yeah, let's go.
Now he's at a place where he don't have no money. Who your real friends now? You don't have nothing to give. Amen. You don't have no value. Amen. I'm sitting here and I'm going to tell you right now, some of you are afraid to test your relationships because you are afraid if you test them that you'll discover that the people you thought was looking out for you, at the end of the day, they don't have your best interest at heart. The way you find out is you go through a little trial and a little tribulation. You go through something, and if they're still standing, then it means it's something. Amen. And so what God will allow to happen in your life and you tripping, God will allow a storm to happen in your life, take everything from you and see who's still standing.